Hi guys, welcome to Cat's Corner. I'm your host, Anna, and today we are going to work on story cubes. So the story cubes that you might already be aware of is something that may look a lot like these. They are just cutouts, cardboard cutouts of cartoon characters that you can color in, and you would make the cube, roll the dice, and then create a story. This is really great for educational purposes because you can help your child learn about creating a comprehensive storyline with a beginning, middle, and end, with a protagonist and antagonist who helps the protagonist along the way to achieve their goals. That's really great to use in school and at home with your kids. They're super fun. I got these story cubes at Dollar Tree for $1, and they came with this entire pack of cards and some pieces of paper to define your beginning, middle, and end. And they're a great resource. You can find them online for free. I'll even attach a couple of links if you want. But today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. In my own practice, I like to throw in some Jacob Moreno's role theory in there. So I have attached a copy of a blank cube template that you can also cut out to use with my practice. So Moreno was a very underrated psychologist in the early 1900s, and he kind of established role theory first. And his whole idea is that we are made up of lots of different roles in our lives. For me, I'm a wife, a daughter, a student, a therapist, a dog mom, things like that. And all of our different roles shape our personality. And the healthier personality is the one that can accept those contradicting roles. So the way that you would set this up with your child really depends on how much time you want to spend on it. I figured right now we're all looking to find different ways to kill time. So I've also attached a copy of Jacob Moreno's list of roles. A lot of these I don't think would be not as useful for young children. They would be for adults. So for children, I recommend using the fantastical roles. There's a magician, warrior, hero, villain, princess, those sort of things would, or prince, would be useful. And so you could do this in lots of different ways. You could print out a story cube template and then have your child draw a picture of a warrior. You could use stickers. You could use Disney characters would be really great. I'll warn you that sometimes Disney characters can change. One time I asked my client to color a picture of Maleficent because I was thinking, oh, great villain. But the live action movie came out and she's no longer a villain. So my client was like, oh, love her. She's great. And I was like, so just be cautious. Another thing you could do is actually ask them to draw out since these cubes are so small, you can ask them to draw out on a much larger blank piece of paper. Just draw me a picture of a monster. What does that monster look like? How does he act? How does he behave? Can you show me? Like, let's play that out. It'll be fun. So there's lots of different ways that you can really set that up. And if you want to take up the most amount of time, my recommendation is drawing it on a large piece of paper and then coming up with a name for that character and then writing the name on the cube. And just exploring each of those characters in depth with your child will be the most useful. If you've ever played Dungeons and Dragons, that's how I would set set it up, is really coming up with each character's skills, their weaknesses, name, age, that sort of thing, historical background, what they've gone through to be the way they are, would be the most helpful. And then, of course, you can always like tape them up onto the wall and as a reference. So once you have made your story cube together, what you can do next is create your story. And that would also, it's pretty much just the way it sounds. You roll the dice and then you would write down, villain is actually the protagonist in this story. Ooh, that would be exciting. Wonder what would happen. And so together, you guys can create your story, beginning, middle, end, just like they do in school, to really create an idea. Some things that you can do to offer fun little twists, make it quarantine themed. What are these characters going to do when they're stuck at home? And how would each of them react to feeling like there's a stay-at-home order? Or how are they going to react in the future when there's no longer a stay-at-home order? That sort of thing. That might be kind of fun to explore with them, and seeing how these characters might be behaving now in the present, but also how they'll be behaving in the future, when things are different. Another thing that I tend to do with my character roles is creating 2 different islands. So that's the same present, future. So here are all of these characters, all of these roles on this island. What's the name of the island? What kind of vegetation is on the island? What makes it difficult to survive? What makes it easy to survive? And then to get to this dream island, this paradise island, what will these characters have to do to work together to get to this paradise future island on the other side of the ocean? And you'll find that these characters are going to have to work together and compromise and get along and work as a team. To create your story, there's lots of different things that you can do. You can physically write out a short little paragraph, about a page or so is all you need. With a lot of my kiddo clients, writing is not appealing, especially after they've been in school all day. So what I'll do with them typically is to create a little 6-part comic book. And so fold a piece of paper in half, hot dog style, and then hamburger style 3 times. This is not going to be even, but that's okay. We're all doing our best. Oh, it actually ended up being a lot better than I thought. So here with our 6 squares, I would create, I would put my protagonist here, introduce my character, and then here in this second square, we would introduce what they want, their objective. If you have any experience in stories or plays, all characters want something. So what do they want? And then here in this next part, in this third square, we would say, what is standing in their way? There's always some sort of challenge that makes getting what they want difficult. And here in this 4th square, we would introduce who is going to help them achieve their goals. It can be a character, it can be a magical object. It's up to the child to decide. And here they would see them actually using their magical object, magical friend, the magician, if you will, to help them achieve their goal. And then here in this final square would be your the end, your epilogue. See how the character ends up after they have accomplished their goal. So that's my 6-part, really quick storyline. If you've worked in education, I'm sure you're familiar with that. And drawing, I found, has just been a lot better for children to visualize their story and then later maybe even recreating it. Since I am a drama therapist, I do like to put everything into action and into play after we've created some sort of artwork together. So it's just a fun way for you to together create your very own story. If you're a therapist using this over Zoom or in person, let me know how it goes for you. I know that there is lots of room for really in-depth processing here in this intervention. And if you're just a parent looking to bond and have fun with your child, I'm so excited for you. This is going to be really fun, I believe. So have fun, guys. Have a great week.